Hello everybody and welcome back to Business Simulator. If you saw the previous video, you'll know that we were basically almost finished Novel Idea. Then I moved next door into the Whisk and Ladle to start a homewares shop. But unfortunately, things broke down in here. It was incredibly busy and it caught me off guard. And yeah, I kind of messed up at the beginning there, but we managed to pull it round and we've got some shelving in here now. Fully stocked. So what that needs to do, it's level 19 in here now after I've just bought some more stock to fill the shelves. If you're wondering why these shelves are not full, I have bought the stock, but they just seem to be standing in here with it. So hopefully that will help. I don't know. When we start the next day, maybe they'll start filling that up. I don't know. I have purchased the stock, but they just seem to be standing there. Buy some more just in case. Maybe it wasn't enough. I don't know. I bought like 5 of each, so it should have been. I don't know. They don't. Oh no, they are. Oh, here we go. We're actually working. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. They have just been standing around like this a little bit, so yeah. I think partially because I told them to rest. So it's only been, between the last video and this video, it's only been like a minute. But yeah. So anyway, they're getting on with that. There's enough stuff in there. Right, let's move over here. So we're going to go over here to the Whisk and Ladle. I'm going to get this place built up tonight. Get some stock on the shelves, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll open up in here as well as here. And hopefully tomorrow will be a better day in store here. And obviously, as I was mentioning in the previous video, if it doesn't work, I'm going to get rid of the cashier and we'll just go completely self-service in there. Because that queuing system and everything there is a bit weird. Right, so I can't even remember where I was up to in here. We've got a shelf. This is where I noticed in the previous video that people were queuing through the wall, wasn't it? And we had an emergency to sort the other side. Right. Oh, come on. Really? That's so much room. You could easily put a shelf in there. Come on, game. All right, we'll come this way slightly with this one. Right, they can go there. Now, this is a much better sized store, so we shouldn't have too much issue here. Let's buy some stuff first. See what we've got here. Bowl with lid, grater, pan, plate, bucket, saucepan. So that's going to be one of the pan. Now I can get all of these. Thankfully, we are level 14. So we've actually, I'm going to buy all of these now. So we can actually get stuff and put it together. I like that. Right, so I'm going to get the pans then to start with. So we'll get a pan and a saucepan. They can go together. Some of these things I don't think they necessarily go together, but most will. Unfortunately, it doesn't like we sell any whisks and ladles, does it? So, the Whisk and Ladle, which doesn't sell whisks and ladles. Right, they look like they're not going to get that many on there. I'm right in thinking that's just going to be... Oh, 4. I thought it was going to be 3. Yeah, you don't get a lot on there, but... So we could always double do that because you don't get that many on. And it is a big store. So, yeah, I am going to do that, I think. I'm going to do that. Because it's such a big store and you don't get many of those on, we'll double do them. That also helps with the restocking because obviously they can come from here and just restock these with ease. But if they're over here somewhere also restocking, it's a long walk for them. If there's always plenty of stuff on there, it'll help. And I don't think it's going to be a problem for us in this store. I get many of those, do you? 3? I wish you could just mark shelving for stuff. That was really good in Factory Outlet Simulator, where you could just go up to a shelf and click its label, and then I think you could just choose any of your items. So, oh, I want saucepans on this one, for example. You could just press it rather than have to, like, place it on. If I could just go up to it and go, right, I want saucepans on here. Or if I wanted to change, actually, I want cheese graters on here now. Scroll down to cheese graters, click it, and then cheese graters are on there, rather than have to place it all the time. I think that could be improved. That across the board in lots of these games, that could be improved. Right, so we've got our pans just here. Have we got anything else like that, I wonder? don't think we have, but we'll have a look. Products. So pan, saucepan, baking tools could go down this way. That would probably go with cutlery. They're similar. They are similar, aren't they? So I think what I might do is we'll go with baking tools and cutlery with the pans. So we could have an... I mean, we don't need an aisle, to be honest. It's so big in here. We don't really need aisles. I could probably get away with just having shelving all the way around all the walls and just leaving the massive centerpiece for payment. That's another option we could go for. If we didn't want to go traditional in here, we could go all the way along here, around here, all the way along there, down those walls as well with shelving. And then just the center is a checkout and some self-service machines. It's something different. It stops us making the same store over and over again. Although you can't go that... Change of plan for that, because you can't go there. So we'd have to go all the way around here. Would we still have enough room for that? We probably would. Just end up with a giant space in the center, but... you know what? For something a bit different, because otherwise all the stores end up looking this. Why can't I go close to that? That's not got a bar on it. What's going on here? That's annoying. But yeah, because all of our stores end up looking the same anyway, I'm just trying to keep some variety going, really. Because all of our stores end up just looking the same, don't they? You basically have some shelving and some aisles, and that's that, and there's some different stuff on it. Trying to keep things fresh. But I don't know. Do I like that idea or not, though? Because we could always have the... bit like the tool shop, where we had the center stuff in here. You know, where we had those quad shelves, like here and another quad shelf here. Did the same in the phone shop. I wonder how that is, though, for like a central payment. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. It does mean, unfortunately, nothing, you know, like I've got our cutlery I was going to have with pots and pans, but we'll just put cutlery here. It does mean things won't necessarily all go together, but just for a different idea of store. We'll try this out. Now, are we still double doing everything? I guess we are. A lot of these things don't really need to be double. If we are double doing everything, how am I going to have enough shelving for that to go all the way around? That's where this idea could fall flat, because I may not have enough... shelving. Let's leave this just here for the next shelf. Yeah, I may not have enough shelving by going all the way around. Get all the products on if we're doing it like we're doing. And then aisles would have been better. Let's see. Do we think? No way. No way! Honestly, did not think that was going to go in there. Very happy that it did. The only problem with this then is that we've got the baking tools. I don't like the fact that they're going to be there and then there so much, but there's not a lot I can do about that. It's a shame I can't get some shelving along there, but that's as good as that's going to get. Yeah, that's can't be any different. Oh well, one of those things. There we go. That's done like so. All right, let's order some more stuff then. All right, let's go with the thermos, because they definitely go together. So we'll get a thermos. We might as well get the French press as well. I guess the Carifex would go as well, wouldn't it? close to that sort of stuff. Let's get those for now, because then we can get some mugs and stuff afterwards. We'll just get these. All right, let's buy some more shelving. Because generally in my stores, I don't like to block the windows either. I think it never looks quite right. You know, when you start blocking windows off, it never looks nice. So I don't tend to like doing that. But because I fancy doing something a bit different for this store compared to the other stores, we've ended up doing so. But I think we are going to run out of room, you know? I don't think this idea is going to work. Not without at least one aisle. I mean, we could have a quad. Come on, really? A bit closer to that. We could have a... Oh, come on, really? Come on, they're so... Oh. That can't go any further that way. We can't use this space. Even though a shelf would be absolutely fine just there in real life, I can't use that space. I think we're going to end up with a quad, aren't we? We are going to end up with a quad. Now, there is enough room to put a quad, to be honest, and still have a more sort of central... Like, payment can be here, and we can still have a quad just here. So I might do that. Let's get a quad and see. Because a quad isn't going to count as an aisle, is it? We're not having aisles, but we can have a quad. Something like that. All right, let's start filling these shelves, so then we'll know exactly what we need and what we're short of. So we'll get some mug cups and plates next. And a kettle. So I think we'll go with the kettle first, because that's going to be by the French press. There we go. So that's all done. Right, what else do we need? So we've got bowl with lid, grater. Done those. We need a bucket, candle holder, and Carifex. Right, that's all we need. So that's quite a few items, though, isn't it? To be honest. So I think we're going to end up having to have shelving anyway. Aisle, sorry. We're going to have an aisle. Because otherwise, we're not going to be able to do this. Too many items. Oh well, never mind. If that's the case, let's start moving some stuff around. So let's move this checkout there for a moment. If we're going to have an aisle, or an enforced aisle, I guess we'll have it over this side. And I'd utilize this wall here, but because you have to have it so far off the wall. Because I suppose we don't need to have, I mean, they need a doorway to come out there, yeah. I was going to say, we could make a corridor, couldn't we? This doesn't need to be on public display, and the staff could just walk down the back of this corridor. But it's a bit of a long walk for them to get places then. I don't want them doing that. Right. This one next. Do that, then put another one there. That's going to be a bit tight for walking around there, isn't it? It's still doable. It's just a bit tight. I don't like it that much. I suppose what I could have done for, for a difference is I could have gone shelving that way. We could have had aisles go that way instead. Because we've always gone this way, haven't we? Aisles going that way would have made more sense, I think. Try to be different. We're going to end up kind of being the same and slightly worse because of the positions that I've got things. Although we don't need... How would it look if we just did this, for example? That's not bad. Because we don't need to have, like, the same amount everywhere. How many items have we got there? So we need 6 more shelves. 6 more shelves. That's quite a lot. To be honest, that's quite a lot of shelving, isn't it? We'll do that, and then put another one there. So our central, like, buying area that I was hoping for is completely gone, hasn't it? I've got too much shelving in here. I've almost got no room for a payment system in here now. Gonna have to squeeze in over here. So this also might be a self-service store. Because yeah, I think I've just messed up here with the amount of shelving. I should have just gone one with everything. And then just double up on some of the pans and stuff that needed it. Because we're just running out of space like crazy in here. Real shame I can only get one in there. Move this. I can close that. Can I, if I carry this, can I box this up? Or I can't do anything with it. I can sell it, but I can't do anything with it. You know what? I'm going to sell it just to get it out of the way. So I can move some stuff around. It's a shame you can't box it up and take it somewhere. Put that there. Create another little aisle just here. Which could... bit tight just there. We'll move this stuff. Because we're only having these anyway, you can move this stuff up a little bit. There we go. So we've got another little aisle just there. And then we can use the... Is that it? Have we got everything? Oh, we've got everything. I was just going to say, I could use the back of that for a couple of others. But actually, we don't need to. Did I use the other... Yeah, I did use the other side of this, making sure I used the whole quad. Right, so where would we have payment? I guess just here. Because only space left is just there now. So yeah, I've well overdone the shelving in here. I mean, the one positive of this is we should never, ever, ever run out of stock in here. If we start running out of stock in here, that would be ridiculous. So that should never happen. So we do have that as a benefit. Right, what... we've got a bucket there. We need to put that across as well. Guess we'll put this over here. Grab the bucket. That's that bit done as well. Right. They've double shelved, so it's just these items. Good. I think we're done. Right, so that's all the stuff then. Got no way to pay, so we're just going to have to work that out now. Gonna get, I don't know, should we get a cashier's desk and put it there? Any problem, I don't think I can get anything in here. I've made a real cock-up with having so much shelving. I honestly thought we would get shelving all the way around the edge. I thought that would be fine. I thought more than enough shelving. Absolutely more than enough shelving. But it's just not turned out to be. So I should have made it in my usual style. Because it has made it more difficult. Get a couple of self-checkouts. Try and squeeze these in somewhere. I think we're only going to get one of these over here as well, aren't we? I'm not going to squeeze two of these in. So we've got one of these just here. I guess they could. These aisles could go the other way, couldn't they? That would create some more space. So we could do them like this, but over here. That would create a little bit more space. Then we could move space for one thing there, really. Unless we don't do it like this. I went with 3 because I thought it would be the best use of space. We could have gone 2, but it just gives us that more room there. I suppose it helps you get round. Having a bit of a gap there. Because then what we could do is we could put a checkout behind that shelf. We're going back to the shelving there, potentially. I could put a cashier's desk just like that. It's gonna get very busy over here, though, isn't it? Or should we just do? You know what? I've decided. Probably going to do this next door as well, as we've mentioned before. I'm going to go self-service in here. This is going to be a self-service store. And we're just going to have to come a bit further this way, I think. A bit more even. So we're going to have self-service there. Another one here. 3 self-service checkout should be enough. I think. Going to have to be because it's all we've got room for. I assume you can do this and you don't need to have a cashier's desk. I don't actually know. Whether the game's going to say, you can't open, you've not got a cashier's desk, I don't know. But presumably that's okay. It's a shame I can't have another one there, but that is what it is. Right, so we've got 3 of those. I think we're okay then. I need to set a lot of prices, obviously. But aside from that, I think it's okay in here. Let's set this pan at... we'll go $13.50. The saucepan will go at 16. Then we'll go around here. That can be 9. Bucket can be 12. That can be 32. Okay, that is everything priced up across the store. A lot of the stuff is very expensive. Like there's a few items in the $30 range and a few more in the high 20s, which is a bit of a worry actually, because I've got a lot of stuff a bit of a worry in the sense that that's going to cost us a lot to bring in as well. So keeping these shelves stocked in here, there's going to be a pretty large outlay somewhere along the line at the beginning, which is fine. We've got plenty of cash, but I'm going to have to make sure I do that before the manager comes in, otherwise he's going to spend like 60,000 in a day. Right, we've got everything on the shelves though. We are ready to go. So I'm going to buy... What employees can we get? We'll get a couple of these. I'm going to buy basically everything. And get them started. And I'm going to do this between the videos. Because it's taken quite a long time with my ideas not really working there. It's taken quite a long time to do this store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this place stocked. So it's ready to go, and then we can open up and see what happens during the course of the next day. So it's going to take a while, so I'm going to help these guys restock. It's probably going to take about 15 minutes or so. So I'll get all this done. So you'll come back for the next episode. Everything should be ready to go in here. We'll also do some decorating and hope that these 3 self-checkouts are enough in here. And we'll see how it's going next door as well over there. So that is the Whisk and Ladle kind of complete. It's a bit of an odd store. Didn't go anywhere near as according to plan, but it is what it is. It doesn't look too bad in there. But yeah, I wish I'd have just stuck with doing the aisles as planned, or go that way as done, and not do too many shelves, and we'd have probably got all of this open and been probably opening a different store next time, maybe by the beach or something, but that'll happen in the one after. Never mind. Right, so if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like, consider subscribing to and joining the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you for another video very soon.